Hunterville is halfway between Taupo and Wellington, and only 12 k's north is the Rangitira Golf Club, one of the best-kept secret courses in New Zealand. Built on 3 levels, the course is unique, and throughout the round there are outstanding views of the scenic Rangitira River. Since its inception in 1964, Rangitira has forged a reputation as a real hidden gem.
They bought the farm off a fellow called Cyril Stevenson in 1963, and all the work has been done by volunteers over the years, and developed it into a 9-hole course for a number of years, and then made it into a 12-hole course, and then eventually the members brought the bottom 6 into operation, and we're a fully fledged 18-hole golf course.
A real highlight of Rangitira is its electric cable car that's the only one of its kind in New Zealand. Club President Warren knows the cable car inside and out, and the course could not run without it. It's an attraction that's world famous in New Zealand.
It was built by a local county engineer in 1972 with a lot of help from the club members and the council gear. The mayor at the time was not impressed because all his gear was up here being used on our lift. It's a special feature for our course. People like to ride in it. It's not compulsory, of course, but we're very safety conscious of our lift, and it's well maintained. When it stops, or starts, there's a sort of signs of, thrills and what have you, but no, everybody seems to like it. The bottom part of the course is probably the most spectacular. We're right, forgot about we can stop.
With the views, it's absolutely stunning, and our signature hole probably is number 13. And I think it's when people walk from the second flat to the bottom flat, that's when they go, wow. And that's when they get the real impact of the course. A lot of people don't even know it's here. They drive along State Highway 1, which is a great asset to us because we get the green fees because we're right on the road, but it's not until, as I said, until they walk off the top flat down that they actually realise what is behind.
Getting in behind Rangitira for the past 29 years is local sponsor Tim McVerry.
Number 1, the people. Number 2, the golf course. And then the views on top of that. It's just fantastic. Greens are a little different in that they haven't got any bunkers, so the greens are a little bit rounded. You have to be a wee bit accurate there. That's what sort of makes it unique, I think.
Also unique on the day of our visit, Rangitira held their women's Christmas cheer.
It is, actually. We've got 120 people playing from as far away as Te Puke and Taranui in the north, across to New Plymouth, and got people from Hawke's Bay and from Wellington. So we get them from everywhere now. So it is a special day for us, yes.
Once again, the tournament was a huge success, and the day was enjoyed by all. Running the barbecue for the day was Brian Beeman. He and his wife Sandy own the Station Hotel down the road in Hunterville. The Station Hotel is an icon of the local town and the ideal place to stay and play when you visit the Rangitira Golf Club. Established in 1885, it's one of the oldest hotels in the country and has kept true to that tradition with a dramatic facelift that's returned to its long-established decor and customary feel. With the pub downstairs, it's a friendly place to stay and the ideal complement to a town full of character. Back at the course, greenkeeper Richie Nimmo is also the course record holder with a 65.
I do get a little bit of help from the members. They're brilliant. The spraying, they do a lot of boundary spraying, that just helps me to get on with jobs of mowing. The growth's pretty predominant down the bottom flat, and it's very fertile down there, and I'm pretty much full on cutting most of the week. So yeah, but the members do chip in and come and hop on a mower every now and then, so it makes my job a lot easier.
Richie begins our course tour at the par 3 8.
You move down from the top flat to the middle flat, and you get a magic scenery. 8's a shorter par 3, but everything falls away towards the river. You've got to virtually hit the green to score well on this hole. You can be left with quite nasty chip down the bottom side where everything wells into, and the bank around it's sort of quite long rough now. It used to be mown quite short, but we've sort of let the rough get away a little bit, so it's a bit more of a challenge, yeah. So it's quite a short hole for the ladies. They've only got 100 metres, and it's all sort of downhill feeds down to it, so it's one of the easier holes, but it's a good par 3 for the men.
On to the 11th, where you'll normally have an audience on the clubhouse deck.
11's a par 5, pretty straightforward. It's a spectacular hole from the club rooms because obviously you're looking from the club rooms right down on the hole. Pretty much straight par 5. And when you get up towards the club rooms, there's an out of bounds on the right, the big bank. Again, that didn't used to be out of bounds, but they've brought that in and it's made the hole a bit more challenging because you can take on the hole for 2, the bigger hitters, and it's always in your back of mind that out of bounds on the right, so you tend to bail out to the left a little bit, but it's not a long par 5. I mean, you could get away with hitting a 9 and still hit a comfortable wedge in for your third shot.
We head to the bottom tier now to take in the signature hole of Rangitira.
It's a short par 4, 243 metres. You can take it on pretty comfortably with a driver, but you run the risk of hitting it right out of bounds. It's a 5-iron off the tee, and you hit between the 2 white pines, the kahakatias, so and you're only hitting sort of a wedge or a sand wedge in, but a lot of the guys' male egos sort of tend to load up and try and hit the green, and a lot of the top amateurs get there comfortably with the 3-wood on a still day, so it's a hole you can pick up a lot of shots, but it's a hole you can also lose a lot of shots. I try and cut a drive around the corner and to take a bit of distance off it, and I've sort of found that as the safer way. But I've got there with a 3-wood before, but it depends how you're feeling on the day, I suppose. Yeah, but if you're behind on the 8 ball, it's a hole that the driver will come out and he'll try and get it on the green and obviously make it quite an easy eagle if the drive's right.
And there are more spectacular views on offer at the par 5 15th.
Yep, you've got out of bounds all the way down on the left, and in some places the rough's sort of only 5-10 metres from the edge of the out of bounds line. So you've got to drive really well to set yourself up for a good second to the green. So the bigger hitters I've heard of guys getting there in summer when there's a bit more run, comfortably in 2. But in the middle of winter, it's a good drive, and a good 3-wood leave you sort of a half wedge into the green. But it's very picturesque.
On to the 18th, where the club captain Shane Brennan gets a chance to open up the shoulders.
18th, not a long hole again, but you're blocked off. It's a dog leg to the left. You can comfortably hit a 3-iron to the markers and leave yourself a sort of 8 or 9-iron in. But again, a lot of guys sort of try to load up with the driver, and you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. There's trees on the right, which you can lose a ball in quite easily. It's guarded well down the left-hand side, so by trees. So it's another good hole that you've got to put in a good spot to set yourself up for a good finish. Yeah. I've never seen a golf course like it. It's quite novel with the three levels, so it's but again, an easy course to walk, and you end up with a nice cable car ride back up to the car park for the finish. Yeah.
And with the cable car ride, it's a finish like no other in the country. The Rangitira Golf Club is a course that every golfer should experience. It has plenty of character and remains as an absolute gem of a country course. The Rangitira Golf Club is only $25 for affiliates and non-affiliates. It's well worth it.